Alright, welcome to Jay Creates. So I'm just going to share with you my preparations for going to the shop. So here I am at home. So first thing we got to do is go into the garage and grab any extra tools I think I'm going to need for the day, because there's not that much space in the shop for me to store all of my tools. So I have most of them here. I got some down there on the other side of the car. Some on this side of the car, but most of them are here. Actually, my very first stop is in my office upstairs in the house, where I have some little stuff like the compass and calipers and stuff like that. So now we gotta go and head to the storage garage. Alright, yes, I live in a townhouse. There's my motorhome there. That's Lady T. In the, well, let's say for 5 months out of the year, we park that motorhome up near the storage garage where I'm going now. The rest of the year we park it on the street because the condo association, and there's not really any room to park it in the, the general parking in the back. So years ago, it's been quite a few years now, I lucked out and found a guy renting a garage just a couple of miles, not even a couple of miles, it's like literally like a mile away from the house at a decent price. So it's a 2-car garage, 2 bays. I only rent the one in Fort Massachusetts, and a 1-bay garage. I got it pretty cheap at $120 a month, and he hasn't raised the rent at all. We also park our motorhome up here in the gravel field in the winter months. So we put the motorhome away in November, get it back out at the end of April. So I'm not actually going to go into the wood storage. I'm just going to show you where it is. Then I'll pop up a little video that I took before. Storage garage also doubles as my scrap pile and my good stock pile of wood over at the makeshift shop in my parents' garage. I don't really have a space to keep for my wood and my scraps, so I got all my stuff here. Alright, so I don't come to the storage garage every time I go to the shop. I only have to come here if I'm going to pick up some wood. I try to store some of the pine over at the shop, but all the good the good hardwoods I store here at the storage garage. The shop is about 3 or 4 miles away, next town over. And then once I get to the shop, there's a few things I got to do to be able to use it, because technically it's not my shop. Like I've said before in other videos, it's my parents' house, and I just kind of commandeered my stepfather's garage, and he still uses it now and again for working on the lawnmower or other things, and most recently fixing the lawnmower. So at any given time of the year, either the lawnmower's in there or the snowblower is in there, and then maybe a bicycle and some other stuff. Come on, buddy, you were here before me. Alright, so here we are. About to pull into the driveway. Oh, looks like nobody's home today. And we'll just go right over here. Okay, well, here we are at the shop now. So the first thing I gotta do is I already went in and turned the light on, but we gotta prepare. So the bicycle has to come out. Then we got to take the lawn tractor out. And then we can go in and set up our tables. But first, a little rundown. Over here, we have the table saw, radial arm saw. That's what I was using before I got the miter saw. So I have my miter saw over here, along with my router, my orbital sander, paint, shellac, finish, glue. I got some wood here that I'm working on. I got a little scrap wood box behind there. This is kind of a big scrap pile here as well. I got a fence picket back there, and all this stuff is my stepfather's. But we're gonna work on building something out here. We're gonna build like a little wood storage and pellet storage for the pellet stove, but that's a work in progress like everything else. All this stuff is my stepfather's. I don't know what's in most of these boxes, but you know, some power tools over here, and in the back, that little red toolbox there is his woodworking tools. But I gotta get my table set up, and you can see the floor, making some sawdust. I haven't cleaned up the sawdust in a couple of weeks. So I'll probably do that, not today, but after today. Or maybe today, I don't know, since it's clear, maybe I'll do that now and then come back. Alright, so I just swept up a little bit. So the first thing I usually do is set up my miter saw. I'm pretty sure that's the one I use just about every time I come to the shop. We don't have any cool tables here. A couple of sawhorses and an old tabletop from a desk. It's been around for a few years. And then usually to get the miter saw out, I have to clean up whatever I'm working on here. I got some wood here I'm working on for a fall project. This has to get out of the way. Just put it on the corner of the desk or table. Move some power tools. Got the sander, the router, some paint, and I should be able to sneak this out. Alright, that's where that goes. I plug it in over there at the bench. And then that's kind of where I start. So on top of the table saw, I have a little bin that's got all my clamps in it. On top of that bin right now, I have some spray paint and some more fall project cuts that I have in a bag. Just some random things. Down on the floor there, my little Ryobi case. It's all my sanding stuff. Well, most of my sanding stuff, all the sanding pads and everything. Then on top of the radial arm saw, I got some router bits, some gloves. Looks like some wipe-on poly over there. My clamps on the top, rags. So that's how I prepare for my shop day. Doesn't take an awful lot of time. It's just a little inconvenient, but you know, we work with what we got, right? So for today, I'm gonna get started on doing some stuff here. I'm gonna go in and pop in and say hi to Mom first, and then I'll get out here and start making some sawdust. So I just wanted to put out a little video, kind of like a little shop tour, and you know, how I prepare for my days in the shop. Now sometimes if I'm not, well, I don't know. If there's going to be a few days in between me getting to the shop, I'll put everything away. But if I'm going to be coming like normally, you know, every day or something, I may leave the miter saw out where it is. That way I don't have to set it up and take it down every day. But if I'm going to be showing up 2 or 3 days in a row, I'll leave the miter saw set up. But if I'm going to be gone any more than 2 or 3 days, then I'll put it away. So in case my stepfather wants to get in here and do anything, he doesn't have to work around my stuff. But I guess that's it. I'm going to get to making some sawdust, and thanks for watching.